Hey, welcome back to Album April. It's April 18th, and today I listened to Innervisions by Stevie Wonder. I have listened to one Stevie Wonder album before, and it was for the first album April. It was Songs in the Key of Life. And looking back on it, I thought it was probably overall the best album of the first album April. It was either that one or Black Parade, one of those two. I wanted to listen to another Stevie Wonder album, and this one came up, Innervisions. Thankfully, it's not nearly as long as Songs in the Key of Life. And something that has become a common theme with these videos is that I will hear about this album that these people online say, oh my gosh, this is the best album ever, it changed my life. And it's like older, and I'll listen to it, and it'll be like maybe like one or two good songs, and the rest of it is, I don't know if slop is the right word, because it's not bad, it's just kind of mid. But somehow Stevie Wonder doesn't do that. We are at 2 for 2 with Stevie Wonder albums. Every single song on Innervisions is not only good, it is distinct. It was not just good for its time, it holds up. Normally, after listening to one of these albums, I can look at the track listing and think, I don't even remember what that one sounded like. No, with this one, I remember every single one of these songs. If it's not the best album I've listened to so far this month, it's certainly up there. One thing that really struck me, especially upon listening to the first song, is that Stevie Wonder sounded a lot younger than I remember him sounding in Songs of the Key of Life, and this was a few years before that, but I looked it up and I didn't know this. Stevie Wonder was born in 1950, and his career started when he was like 11 or 12. He made this album and wrote all the songs in it when he was 23. All of the songs sound good. Like, they have different styles to it, they have different little musical moments in them, and they all have notable parts in it when it comes to the composition. Lyrically, they're not all, winners. None of them are bad, but some of them are definitely a lot better than others. If I had to pick, my favorite song on this album is probably Living for the City. It tells the story of a black family just barely scraping by in New York City. This was the early 70s, so segregation was technically criminalized, but of course, people would try to find ways around that, and obviously that wouldn't kill racism. And generally, when you think of racist parts of America, you don't think of big cities, you think of rural areas, the South. But one part of this song is that the city areas are not as all cracked up to be. There are still bad people living there, too. And I really like the way that this song ended, because it was talking about how, the way I interpreted it is that if you just keep just barely scraping by and hoping things are going to get better one day, and if everyone does that, nothing is going to change. Just the idea that mass change can't happen without all the individuals in that change making the decision for themselves. On that topic, there was, I think, the second song in the album called Visions, which is basically just John Lennon's Imagine if it was, good. There are good things to say about all the songs on this album. Golden Lady is really sensual and romantic. Don't You Worry About a Thing is really fun and peppy. All in Love is Fair has an amazing vocal performance in it by Stevie. As for which of the albums are better, I don't know between Innervisions and Songs in the Key of Life, but this one was probably more consistent in its quality. So yes, once again, I am delivering the incredibly lukewarm take that Stevie Wonder is a genius, he makes great music, and this album he made is worth listening to. And I will gladly take that. Thank you for listening, I'll see you tomorrow.